Hi Aquarius, welcome to your October reading. For last week of September and October reading, whatever works for you. If you want to know more about why I did the Pisces reading before your reading, please go to my Instagram. I have posted about it and I'm sure it will make a lot of sense to you. But here we go, October 2021. The title of your video is Softer Freedom. You will find yourself becoming more pliable. You will find yourself becoming more flexible, either by choice and avoiding a lot of the Mercury retrograde pitfalls, or by force. Wherever there is rigidity within you, especially when it comes to dealing with other people and forgiveness, you will find that the retrograde will push you until you either become flexible and amenable to the idea of forgiveness, or it may crack you. Communication, it's all about your communication. You've got to keep an eye on your temper, especially when people want to confront you, because there is a lot of, especially in a work situation, people really want to go head to head with you. They want you to do what they want you to do, however that plays out in your life right now. I know that globally we have a lot going on. Okay, and there are several places where people are being forced to do things that they may not want to do. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We have to remember that the Ace of Pentacles is the Ace of Pentacles is the Ace of Pentacles, whether it's in reverse or it's right side up. This just means that the money's a little bit delayed. The money's still there. It's still coming in. It's just a bit slowed down. And we expect that with Mercury retrograde. Now, speaking of retrogrades, as of the 11th, you have Saturn going direct. As of the 18th, you have Jupiter going direct. And on the 18th, you also have Mercury retrograde ending. So after the 18th, you can start to pick up steam. You can start to expect more, but you can also expect the confrontations to become that much more pronounced. So you've got to be careful here. What do you want? You want people to do what you want them to do. You want to be able to express your opinion and tell them what you think of them, but neither of those things are going to work right now. So when you have to pull back and listen and not speak, it's not the easiest place for you to be. Not your comfort zone to listen and not speak, not at all. But it will teach you a lot and it will keep you out of a lot of arguments. It's very important that you find a middle ground now, instead of forging ahead with exactly what you want to do. That middle ground is achievable, okay? You getting exactly what you want is not. Except what it'll do, it'll put you in direct confrontation with people that you don't want to have confrontations with, people who can ruin your reputation, especially when it comes to work. So being very careful now. If you had any plans of being shady when it comes to communication, throwing shade, throwing subs, please don't. It will come back to really hurt you, especially in terms of work. Be very careful about what you're posting right now. Be very careful. If you're throwing subliminals, they're going to come back around in 2 weeks and you're going to really feel the pain of it. So just don't. You're above it. The High Priestess, the Four of Wands, and the Page of Swords. If you are able to be less reactive, if you are able to pull back and not get into these confrontations and not impose your will on people, no power plays going on, then you create a lot of stability in a time period where stability is very rare. During Mercury retrograde, everyone is trying to find the balance, but the Libra scales are swinging so wildly. You can actually achieve a balance pretty easily if you watch your words. You can get a lot done actually if you watch your words, but you have to keep in mind here that we have Mars in an air sign. So as Mars is in a sister sign, it's going to give you a little bit more oomph. You have questions now about the ideals behind your work. Work becomes an ideological struggle now. What is most important? Where do my priorities actually lie? Is it in making money? Is it in being true to myself? Is there some middle ground between the two? Find that middle ground. It's a very, very difficult time when it comes to dealing with authority, with the law, with any sort of mandate, with any sort of suggestion from the government, from your employer, from your school, whatever position you're in, whoever is in authority above you is pressing you on something. And it's very difficult to find the balance right now where you end and they begin. I said no power plays, but you may not even feel like you're making a power play. You may just feel like you're trying to exert yourself and protect your rights. But the way that it will bump up against authority makes it into a confrontation, and you can have a very, very hard time with it. That Ace of Pentacles in reverse and that Nine of Swords only applies until the 18th. After the 18th, the money comes back. Okay, so whether that's because you made a decision that was better for you, which meant in the short term you lost some money and there was quite a lot of upheaval and you may regret it for a couple of weeks, or, you know, you just got into it with someone and it caused you some delay in your money, or, you know, some deals to be taken away. Regardless, after the 18th, that sorts itself out. But from now until the 18th, do not panic if you find yourself making decisions that put you in a place where you're a little bit doubtful. Did I do the right thing? You're regretting it a bit. You feel this fear of, oh, what if the money doesn't come back? Have I made a mistake now? And it does lead to short-term instability, but long-term, your lack of reactivity leads to great stability, okay? So we want to keep that in mind. Again, Saturn goes direct on the 11th. So you will have some moments in your work life, but also just in your life in general, where when Saturn goes direct, you feel that slingshot moment, right? You've been pulled back for so long, and then it's let go all at once. And that can be very disconcerting because you're used to now getting pulled back to the point where you've kind of forgotten what it feels like to move forward. And all of a sudden to be shot forward with so much inertia, it can be, well, it can be very disruptive. So you've got to prepare yourself for the fact that right now, the best thing that you can do is get rid of all the petty. Get ready for this freedom to come in from all the small things that really don't mean much, but you have a tendency to get stuck on. Get rid of all of those petty things. They're taking up so much space. And when Saturn shoots you forward, that's the stuff you leave behind. So you have until the 11th to come to terms somehow with the petty that you're holding on to. After that, it's getting ripped away from you. And if you're holding on tight to it, parts of you are going to go with it. You've had that one bandage taken off where a little bit of your skin came off. Not pleasant, right? If you are flexible, your reputation will not be hurt. If you are not flexible, if you insist on rigidity, if you insist on judging, if you insist on having confrontations, even if you are in the right, you should not be doing this right now because the planets don't support it. You will not have the energy on your side. Wait. Wait for a better time. Right now, the best thing that you can do is get as flexible and pliable as possible. The softer you are, the more freedom you will get. Okay? I know right now it feels like you need to fight for your freedom, that you need to argue for it, that you need to stand up for your beliefs. Pull back. Remember the High Priestess. Create that stability. Keep your reputation intact. When it's time to use those words and swing that sword, we'll talk about it and you'll know, but it's not right now. Right now is the time that if you bump up against authority and feel like you're going to win against this character here, they will take from you and they will take a lot from you. Now, I know you don't like to be spoken to this way, and I know you have a problem with authority. That's part of what makes you so amazing, is that you are a free thinker. You're not bound, right, by the confines of conventional thinking. But right now, it is the best thing for you to keep your head down, keep working on whatever you want to do, keep working on whatever you want to do on the side, keep working on your contingency plan. But don't think that right now, arguing, fighting, confrontation, or let's put it another way, standing up for what you believe in is going to get you what you want. It's actually going to do the very opposite. It's going to take money out of your pocket, and it may even get you in trouble. So you need to wait until the moment is right. This is something my dad always says. You have to pick your timing. You could be right about everything. Ideologically, you could be completely in the right. But if you are not strategic with your timing, you will lose. And then what's the point of being right? You know, often he says, oh, so you want to be right just to be right. You don't want to actually affect any change. You don't want things to be different. You don't actually want to get what you want. You just want to be right. And it's hollow. There's no victory there because nothing will change. It will actually be worse for you, but you just want the satisfaction. The pride in you, the ego, wants the satisfaction of being able to say, well, I said the thing that's right. Well, what did you get for it? Did you get what you wanted? No. Did you end up messing up what you already have? Yes. So how is it beneficial? How was it the right thing to do? It was the right thing to do because it's the right thing to do. That makes no sense. I'm not saying you should be Machiavellian, even though it's not a bad idea. I'm saying just pull back enough that you can see that if the goal in Libra season is to create balance, this is not the way to do it. And if you feel like you're stuck in a situation where there is no balance, it's your way and the wrong way. How am I supposed to reach a middle ground with insanity? I get you, but that approach is not going to help. The more flexible you can be right now, the more understanding even of that which you know is wrong. Okay? You don't have to go along with it, but this open toe-to-toe fight that you want to have, it is not the move. You won't win right now. There are moments coming up where you will win, but this is not it. Okay? Good. I love you. Let's look at these cards. Hi Aquarius, welcome to the second part of your reading. If you're wondering about this ring, this is not an ad. Nobody knows I'm doing this. This is the Aura ring that I'm wearing. I use it to track my sleep, especially because I've been curious about the amount of REM sleep I've been getting and how it correlates with how I feel the next day and how many people reach out to me and tell me that I was in their dreams the night before. So it's going really well. I really like it as a product. I'm quite pleased with it. The app is cool and the product itself is pretty cool. Again, not an ad. I just know that some of you are suckers for detail and we're probably wondering, what kind of thing is that? That's what that is. Okay, so Knight of Wands. I'm telling you not to say much and to listen, but the Knight of Wands is saying all you want to do is talk. All you want to do is say how you feel. All you want to do is exert your power and authority. Please don't. Mercury retrograde is not the time. It's just not. It is a time to communicate with people overseas or far away from you. It is a time to communicate with people who are very different from you, but in a healthy and respectful way. Not in a way where we're arguing and trying to impose our own views. If you find yourself pushing your own views, your own agenda, catch yourself and think about what I'm telling you now. Please stop. It will come back around in a way that you can't imagine and hurt you. Just pull back and fall back, okay? Middle ground is what we're looking for, especially in relationships. We want to do our part and know more than what is our part, okay? Again, on the 6th now, we have a new moon. And on the 20th of October, we have the full moon. Between the 6th and the 20th, it would be wonderful for you to listen and adhere to what the people you trust are telling you. You go into that high priestess mode between the 6th and the 20th. You fall back and you listen to those who bring stability into your life. You listen to those whom you know you can trust. Talk to those people. And of course, with them also, you want no power plays, although Mars will urge you. Mars in Libra really wants you to, okay? But you're not going to, because you understand that it's retrograde. And even though your power is almost seeping out of you because you have so much of it, please keep it to yourself. Please don't impose. Now, when it comes to work and money, our ideals are questioned and our commitment to our ideals is questioned. This can be a time where it's very, very difficult to deal with authority. You may feel like you're bumping up against authority and it's cracking you. And that's okay. The money will come back. You stick to your ideals. The money will come back. Inshallah, starting on the 18th, it will come back. We know Saturn goes direct on the 11th. We know Jupiter goes direct on the 18th. And we know Mercury retrograde ends on the 18th. It doesn't station direct though. Keep that in mind. During this period between the 11th and the 18th, it's so important to take a break from, permanent break, okay? To declare your freedom from that which is just not important anymore, petty things that are just taking up space. And it will help you not get into confrontations, especially with authority figures. So it works, okay? This energy can help you if you allow it to. If you want to push past it and still make what you want heard, you're going to run into some issues. Remember, the more flexible you are, especially when it comes to the give and take, the balance, a little bit is taken from you, a little bit is given to you. As long as you're flexible in how this is happening, you win. If you can get through October without any confrontations, you win. Because any confrontation you have at this time, no matter how much you feel it is necessary, it has an adverse effect on your reputation. It's just not the time. The 8 of Cups is never easy to deal with, okay? It's never pleasant. We put all that work in, all that emotion and all that commitment, all those years, months, days, mental striving, okay? Whatever it is that you did to fill those cups, you did it. And now you have to walk away from them. And it's very, very difficult, especially if you have to walk away because something was taken from you. So we want to avoid this entire scenario by just not exerting our will and trying to force things to bend to our will. This is just not the time. Okay, I know I'm saying it a lot, but I can't say it enough. It's just not the time. The more you listen, the less you speak. The more you observe, the less you react. The more flexible you are, the less rigid in your beliefs and in your speech, the happier you'll be. You come out of October feeling great if you can hop over those particular landmines, okay? I love you, love you. Happy October. Halloween videos start on the 21st of October, and then we have 10 days of Halloween. And I think you're really gonna like your costume. I love you, love you. Personal reading link is below. Extended reading, which will go up right after this, is also below, as well as links to the Quietest Revolution rings, which you should check out, and many other fun things, including the Patreon, where all the videos can be found early every month. Okay, you can subscribe to the Aquarius tier or the Aquarius plus the ZA tier, which gives you, the ZA tier gives you all the meditation, motivational walks that we do. Okay, we call it dimension jumping. Love you, love you, love you. I'll see you in the extended in just a moment.